am alive. Right now. For anyone who's still staying by, thank you for your patience. Um, trying to get VTuber Studios up, trying to make it wake up from the nap. Oh, it's updating. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Steam. Thank you, Steamy Weemy. Oh, I hate saying that. Hate saying those words together. Also, I sure did realize, I sure didn't save after getting Holly. So, I made a mistake. I've had a few. Okay, get VTuber model ready again. Get my visage prepared. And go to screen. Hello? Okay, here I am. Here I am. Let's open up Platinum. And get back to business. To defeat the Huns. Did they send me daughters when I asked for daughters? Cool. Alright. So, as I was saying, I'm also gonna look up how to speed the fuck up the game. Let's see, where's a hotkey for speed up? Or fun to save. Alright. Let's see, where is fast forward is tab. Got it. Alright, so if I... Oh no, I still have to press buttons. Okay. We're gonna... I'm dual wielding. Time is accelerating. The time is now. The place is here. Okay, Mom. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, I've been through this timeline before. Mom! Mom, I had to repeat the timeline. I have to go. I have to get my funny monkey. I have to get Holly back. Alright, I have to... You're right. Oh, okay. I have to talk to my boy. Makua, please. Please, Makua. I hope this doesn't sound horrible to you guys, by the way. It's okay, we're getting this done. We're gonna get Holly back. Everything's gonna be okay. Look at us go, look at us go, look at us go. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Okay. It's okay, it's alright. Alright, old man's coming over at us. I just want your monkey. Good sir, give me your monkey. I require your funniest little guy. Hey, at least this gives us a chance for the nature, because although Brave is good, is doable, we could do better. Alright. Come on, monkey. Hand me the monkey. Hand me the monkey. Yes, the boy's here. The briefcase is now. It's okay, we're spicing things up. We're speeding through time and space. I have already gotten Cyrus's power that he so desires. Oh, hi, Kara. How you doing? How are you doing? Welcome to this fire type only run of Platinum. We recently just crashed, so it's like you're seeing the first time of the playthrough. Hi, how you doing? How's Hollow Knight? I know you've been really excited to play Hollow Knight. But yeah, for anyone who is new, come from Kara's stream, Oh, thank you. Well, the flower is only orange, so I'm sorry, I do not have it in multiple colors. But yeah, so we're doing a fire type only run to platinum. So yeah, it's orange. It's an orange, but yes, it's a warm color still. All right, we're gonna go through time, because I already went through this. Have you said the Sky Blaze yet? I almost did, but when I nicknamed my funny monkey, the game crashed. So I have not committed as much arson as desired. But hey everyone, meet my rival, Micro Wa. I am a humble little frying pan, fighting my my arch rival, Micro Wa. Look at him dance. So many ants could become so powerful within the center of Micro Wa. Alright, let's see if in this timeline, his Piplup is what some we in the business call a bitch, and just growl at us. I'm ashamed to say whatever I do these type runs, I get really into character. Dude, don't be ashamed at all. That's like the fun of it. That's like the best part. Like, I'll say stuff like, let's set our souls ablaze. Dude, that's fun. That's like actually fun though. Because like, I know for me, I think one of my favorite like runs I've done in terms of like just a concept for the player is like, I was playing Black and White once, and there was at one point where N was doing one of his many monologues that I was like, what if my trainer didn't want to be like specifically a Pokemon master? Like, N's just like raving about like destiny and stuff, and my guy just wants to be a baker, and like that's it. He just wants to get like a job in like the culinary arts, and like him going to the gyms isn't like him trying to become a Pokemon champion, but more like various attempts to get a job. Like, I know, like, I was mapping in my head, like, okay, so, like, the first gym in Black and White is literally a restaurant. So, like, he goes in to try and apply, and then the 3 gym leaders just assume that he's, like, a challenger, so they try to fight him, and in self-defense, the boy's like, yeah, sure, alright, cool, and then he goes like, all right, well, I'll go to this like slower town. It seems a bit more independent. Maybe I can go there. Oh, I hear this person's in charge of the town. Maybe I can go to her to get like a license or something, start my business. And then boom, thought it's also a challenger because he went through her puzzles. Because she's just a very busy museum owner and likely equivalent to mayor. So you get that, then it's like, alright, maybe I'll try the big city. The big city doesn't work because the mayor there is basically just like a fancy bug philanthropist. And like so on and so forth. He wanted to get that. He didn't want to get the bread. He wanted to make the bread. That's all he wanted to do. And I also like, oh fuck, what would be like a good like baker team, right? Like, alright, I'd probably need like a fire starter. Because like the only reason I would choose Tepig is if I'm doing a baker run specifically. And that would mean I would also get like Semi-Sage as my monkey. Well, could fit because you basically get like all the berries for like pastries and stuff. I think at one point I was like, what if I gave like, because I just like Crocodile. What if I was like, alright, what if Crocodile was like, first off, her name was Sandy, and like make her like the bouncer / like assistant to like knead the bread because she's very powerful. I forget the rest of the team, but I know like those are the ones I think about a lot when I think of Baker Run. Nightmare wants to be the final member of the Elite Four. Dream wants to be a gym leader, and Lucid is doing it for fun. That's real neat. Dude, I vibe with Lucid. Though, honestly, I do think being a gym leader would be fun. Because, like, I really do think as a gym leader, like, the thing about a gym leader, I think, when I think of, like, a good gym leader in Pokemon, one, I do like it when gym leaders become, like, relevant around, like, their respective area at the very least, or at least, like, within, like, the Pokemon community, whether it be local or grander. But I also like it, the take from, like, Pokemon Origins, where it's like, yeah, they scale to, like, your expected level. Like, they're being a strong gym leader isn't just having the highest level Pokemon. It's more like, hey, at their peak, how tactical are they? You know? Like, the idea of a gym is you could train there and learn how to be stronger. Like, I like it when you go back to gyms or like when you have like gym rematches, especially in Gen 4, when it's like, oh shit, they have Pokemon like in the 60s, like around the Elite Four tier. But the difference is like how they would use their teams is what really makes or breaks them. Not so much what their team is or the like. It's like, nah, I like the idea of like champions and Elite Four members are just like more of the competitive players. Like the gym leaders are more of the type like, hey, we have these strong Pokemon, but our job is more to warm people up to go into this league to like essentially get into competitives. And like, if you wanted to stay at a gym, like say for example, if you are from say Pewter City, right? Brock would have a way to be like, all right, cool. You want to train with me as like your rookie gym leader? Like you come to me first. You're like from Viridian City or like Pallet Town. Yeah, sure. Come to me and I'll be like your first gym leader. But like, if you like came from like, I don't know, Cerulean City and you traveled around and Brock was like your final gym leader, it's like, alright, I'm gonna go all out on you. Make this clear, Nightmare would be a really unfair Elite Four member. So like what Agatha tries to be? Alright, so I'm gonna name this one Holly. Based off a jalapeno pepper. So it's going to be spelled real funky with J A L L Y. Holly. And I'll check up on Holly to see how Holly is. This Holly's timeline. Like pseudo-legendaries with a hyper train size. I mean, honestly, like, even now, with, like, the modern, like, I'm pretty sure, like, the one thing that the Gen 4 makes change is they essentially just made, like, gym leaders or, at least the Elite Four have, like, competitive level, like, EVs and, like, items and the like. So, like, yeah, that sounds right. I think it should be that. Though I do think it is what I know as a kid though, I did find like specifically the first time I was trying to do anything competitive was the battle subway in Gen 5. Because when I was playing Diamond and like Gen 4's like post game, I didn't really understand Battle Tower or like the Battle Frontier stuff to be like as it is, or like what they really for. I really just did the gimmicky stuff. I didn't really look into like what the Battle Towers were for and everything, and I didn't realize till like when playing Gen 5, it's like, oh, this is supposed to be like I learned about the concept of EVs and stuff. That's why they're so much harder. Even though they're just like, oh, it's just this Pokemon, I could take care of it. But like, they're really beefed up stat-wise. Oh god, frying pan. Alright, so this return here, this return's gonna be helpful. But not for a bit. Not until we get to Hearthome City and get a funny little Eevee to become a funny little Flareon. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward him telling me what buildings are which. Alright, I just realized I just want to check up on my... Okay. I will now check up on my boy. How's Holly doing? What does Holly look like? Holly is adamant! Thank God Holly still likes spicy foods. But let's see, what is adamant? Ooh! Adamant's good! Adamant's good for us, because that's pro physical attack and minus special attack. Which is pretty good, because I know with Holly, his offensive stats are, they're balanced. So having a little less into special is not that bad. And if we ever did want to compensate for it, we could always, in later game, invest in like Calm Mind or Nasty Plot, which is a thing Holly can get naturally, by the way, in Gen 4, which baffles me. But if we really wanted those, we can. But for the most part, I really want to build Holly as more of a physical. That's kind of what I'm imagining, but we will see. But definitely not bad. And also, oh my god, that's so much better speed. Cause I know, Holly Mach 1 had like 11 speed. That's such good speed. Wait, I wonder if I can check. I'm gonna do like, hold up. I'm gonna pull up IV calculator. Because I'm curious. I never really looked into IVs, but I'm curious. IV calculator. Oh wait, is this... That's for Pokemon Go. Chimchar. Alright, level 7. Speed is 15. Attack is 4. 14. 24, 14. Special attack is 12. Both defenses are 11. Nature is adamant. Let's see. Oof. Okay. Okay, so honestly... Oh, invalid stat. Please check range. What? Oh, fuck. I put him in the EVs. Shit. Okay. I am a fool. Let's just... I know he's got some EVs involved. But I don't want to look up, like... How is... Why is attack invalid? Oh, because it's 14. Okay. So... Oh, fuck! We may have perfect speed IVs. Shit, that's cool. Though, we actually... Oh, that's wild. We may actually have more likely better special attack EVs. But our attack EVs is actually pretty low, but we're actually going to probably do a lot better with it just because of our nature is going to compensate. Still. I'm just impressed with that speed. Could be has a possibility of being perfect. Fuck yeah. Gonna hide this, cause I don't think it's gonna show up in a bit, but you never know. But hell yeah, Holly. Hell yeah for having possibly perfect speed. That's cool. That's really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something. Ba-da-dum. And we're gonna move in the grass because honestly, anything we can get out of level-wise is better. Better. Oh, I never noticed that like Holly like clasps his hands in joy. That is adorable. That is adorable and cute. Like they're just so happy to see you. So happy to be out. So happy committing so much forest fires. Oh my god. Let's do it again. Yeah, oh. I never noticed that detail. That's so cute. He's just so happy to be out. I do think Starly's probably gonna be our more preferred one to increase our ideal speed. But I'll take it for the experience. It's still giving me just a smile on my face, see, and just like I don't know. I haven't seen Chimchar back sprite in a long time. Like a decade. And I know like fire types in most Pokemon games I actually don't go for. Like I do think Chimchar was like an exception to like Gen 7 was like really the only other time I was like, oh fuck yeah. Oh, okay. I guess I do just need to talk to Lucas. But it was like probably one of the few times that like, yeah, I think Linton was like the few times was like, I prefer the fire starter probably the most. But that was a really tough call though. But like, yeah, for the most part, I'm very much pro water type. Water types tend to be it's water or grass. I rarely choose fire. I say as I think the last few Pokemon games I've done, I've chosen fire. Ooh, Disney lore. Let's see. Hey, I'll give you personal Disney lore I was going to give before the stream crashed. So in the beginning of Beauty and Beast, there is a musical number named Belle, and that is just about introducing town, introducing Belle and Gaston, our protagonist and antagonist. And there's one line in the musical number where one woman is begging the shopkeeper for something. And when I was a kid, I always thought it was, I need success. And the man replying, that's too expensive. And that just was like, excuse me, what? That's insane. But then I realized after many, many years that it is not, I need success. It is, I need 6 eggs. That's too expensive. And I think that's funny. But it gets deeper than that. Because Gaston is an absolute... We know Gaston is an absolute lad in size, right? We may be wondering, how could a man like Gaston achieve such bulk, such mass? We need two things to achieve such mass and bulk. Common food duo, the chicken and the egg. And it is canon that when Gaston was a lad, he ate 4 dozen eggs. Wait, how many dozens? Wait, no, fuck. I need to find out how many dozens of eggs Gaston eats as a young man. How many eggs? No, this is important. This is important. This goes on stream. This goes on stream. Reveal the interwebs to me. How many eggs does Gaston eat? He eats 5 dozen eggs. Yeah, when he was a lad. Yeah, when he was a lad, he ate 4 dozen eggs. And then when he became, then when he grew up, he ate 5 dozen eggs. Yeah, he ate 4 dozen eggs so that he could become large. And then when he grew up, he eats 5 dozen eggs, and now he's roughly the size of a barge. God, how much is... Because that's absurd to eat that many eggs. Yeah, let's see. How many calories does it take for Gaston's breakfast? Thank you! Oh, I'm glad the Disney Wiki asks these deep questions. How many calories does Gaston have for breakfast? In the song, it states he currently eats 5 dozen eggs for breakfast, making him roughly the size of a barge. 5 dozen eggs is 60 eggs. According to what I read in a cookbook, 1 egg has 80 calories. 80 times 60 is 4,800 calories. Since Gaston probably also eats lunch and dinner, this means he consumes 4,800 calories per day, as long as he eats his 5 dozen eggs. Which, like, for reference, a lot of times when you look at, your standard meal of, like, hey, here's how many based on, like, the serving sizes, that's based off a 2,000 calorie diet. So Gaston is working at least over double that? Over that, while working only on breakfast. Well, that muscly physique ain't gonna maintain itself. Oof, that's a lot. If he ever cooks the eggs, it may be more. Maybe more if you salt, veggies, meats, cheese, oils. But yeah, that's just the eggs alone. Not imagining anything else. Let's see. Anyone else have something to put? Request. How many eggs has this Gaston eaten in his lifetime? Okay, we're getting some math bullshit here, but, like, I'm fascinated. How many eggs has Gaston eaten in his lifetime? Context. When he was a lad, he ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help him get large. But now, he's grown and eats 5 dozen eggs, and he's roughly the size of a barge. Optional follow-up. How many eggs would he have to eat to become roughly the size of a barge? Well, the most difficult thing is determining Gaston's age and what old and young means. I calculated values for Gaston's young ages, anywhere between 10 to 16, and Gaston's current age was anywhere between 23 and 27. Old Gaston is different between current Gaston and young Gaston. Okay, so we're thinking... Okay, so we don't know what old Gaston is yet, but current Gaston is 23, 27. Alright. Roughly the size of the barge. Regarding the barge size, Gaston requests at 6 foot tall and 280 pounds, guess, about 4,400 calories to keep his weight. 60 eggs are about 4,680 calories, which means that Gaston is putting on 1 pound a week, taking into account high activity levels. So Gaston should be roughly the size of a barge. 2,000 pounds in about 2,000 weeks. Sadly, he needs to step up his game. As the current rate, it takes about 38 more years to get 2,000 pounds. Now, I think this guy is not considering, and I don't know if it's involved in the calculation or not, but it is also muscle, and muscle is significantly heavier than fat. But I guess that is being accounted for by the, say, 1 pound per week. But still, we do know at this rate, if Gaston is, say, 23, in this equation, by the time he is about 50, he will obtain his goal to be roughly the size of a barge. Alright, cool. Cool. We've learned the important part, and that's why the Disney Redeem is so good. Anyway, let's kill this bug. Let's see how much. Good speed. Hey, Hell Knight. I know you're talking about bugs in chat. I can't believe you didn't catch the funny spider in chat. I can't believe you missed out on Spinnerack. Can't believe it. Self-proclaimed big bug fan couldn't even catch funny bug. Frowny face. Not cringe, but disappointed. Oof. Scrunch. Yeah, I was looking at the chat, Hell Knight, and I noticed that a Spinnerack, was in the Pokebot thing, which is a spider. It's a small spider, but it's still a spider, and he missed it. Hypothetically, let's say there was a spider in chat, and you, hypothetically, missed it. Now, I don't want to say I am specifically pro or anti-bug, but I do want to clarify that the bug was there. And while the bug was there, I also have opinions. Opinions which are important. Hi, I'm Banishing Peebo. I'm in big ADHD moods tonight. This is great. Alright, let's talk to Lucas. Fry pan! Yeah, show me how to catch things. I'll watch. Here, you know what? I'll alter time and space. So yeah, I was just looking at where to catch one Pokemon and why. Oh yeah! I think you could probably catch him in... I think you can catch him in Horde battles in Pokemon Y, I think. Because if so, you'd be a lot more likely to get a shiny one. You see that, like, really wacky cyan spider. Do 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 do. Yeah, ba 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 ba. Alright. Cool. Alright, let's new 3, 2, 1, let's go. Bum. You're trained, so am I. We must now initiate in combat. Lethally. Monkey versus bird combat. Monkey Malice. Let's commit arson. Oh. I see you're alive only because I'm adamant. Oh no. Bird has speed. The bird has maintained velocity. Ah, it's so close. I'm too strong for you, Tristan. Give me your 8 cents. Also, I can now confirm if you trade Pokemon with someone using the same name as you, your Pokemon will listen to you. Oh, that's cool. That's an interesting trick. I also have all 3 starters, no gym badges, that are all level 13 and will listen to me. Oh, cool. Nice. That's a real cool hack. I know. I know one sort of like personal run I want to try and do, because I do have. Oh fuck! You can just shut down Cricketots. But I do know that I have I do have a 3DS and DS Lite. So it would be possible for me to do a run of just trading Pokemon. Like I probably wouldn't do it on stream because I feel like it wouldn't be genuine, you know? But like I think it'd be really cool for like a platinum run person to do a lot of trade Pokemon, because Platinum has a lot of trade-based Pokemon. Like it's got Gravel, it's got Golem, it's got Alakazam, it's got like Warder, Rhyperior, Electivire, Steelix, Scizor, hear me out. Only Malice. Let's see. What else? Oh fuck, they chose Malice. Oh fuck, they were really offended actually. Let's see. What else am I thinking? Maybe Malice is a bad idea. Actually, Malice is perfect and I have no flaws. What else could you do in a trade run for Platinum? You could also have... Oh, my brain's blanking. Brain is blank. Brain has become smoothed. Yes, Machamp. Yeah, you get Machamp. You know, like, Funbook Gengar, I could get a Gengar, and I've never used a Gengar before. Like, it's just a lot of Pokemon that I would never have used. And I think that would be just really fun and neat. I know, fun story about Machamp. So last summer, my youngest cousin, my younger cousins had like at least an interest in like Pokemon cards. I'm gonna go back and nail. And they really liked them, and it was very arbitrary. Like they liked the one that had the biggest numbers and everything. But I like my youngest cousin the most, so I was like, "Hey kid, do you want to play Sun and Moon together?" Because I think it's a really fun game, and they seem to really enjoy it. Even if they can't read, they still enjoy it. Especially because it's very visual and everything. And one of the Pokemon they really like the most, because how they would play Pokemon is actually very cute. How my youngest cousin would play, how they would play Pokemon is because in like Sun and Moon, you can just switch Pokemon right when you catch them, so you can put some in the box and switch out your party immediately. What he would do is he would essentially vibe check the new Pokemon versus old Pokemon, and someone always had to go. But like the 3 Pokemon that always stayed was his starter, which was a Litten, and he named him Quill, and was the most coherent name that he gave. And a Jolteon and a Machoke. And I reached out to Kara, who's a good friend of mine, and was like, hey, could you help my youngest cousin evolve their Machoke so they can get him a champ? Like, I wanted to give them the experience that, like, I never would have had as a kid, to get, like, a evolved Pokemon for trading. And that Machamp is very good. Big macho. I know we didn't finish Pokemon Moon last year, but maybe this year, if he's still interested and excited about it, we'll probably be able to. Because that was also the way how, like, we would bond together. Well, alright. Also, nothing's wrong with Gengar. I was saying I would never been able to get Gengar. Like, Gengar was just a Pokemon I had to think about, like, oh yeah, he's a trade Pokemon too. Do. Do. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh, he's gonna have Cricket. Oh, Burmy, right, he's got Burmy. Here, I'm gonna bully. Hey, no Protect. Only Malice. Hey, your straws? Your straw legs? They're dumb. Ha, idiot. Idiot dumb boy. Ha ha ha. The little spring coil makes me think of all the beds I've jumped on. You're just another bed in my many-mansioned house, where I only have 50 beds. Do. Bum. I do know also the same younger cousin. I last saw him during Easter, and he's really, like, he's played Breath of the Wild before, but he's been, like, he had, like, a new enthusiasm for it. Like, he really was, like, acting out, like, how certain monsters were and, like, his experience and everything. But I think the most, like, insane thing, he's, like, 6. He's, like, 5 or 6, for, like, reference. He was an absolute mad lad. He was like, hey, what if I did just go from, like, the starting area right to Ganon? And, like, apparently he made it, like, one of my other cousins was like, was a witness to this, and he got to the 3rd phase. Mind you, he didn't take care of any of the Divine Beasts, he just went straight for Ganon. And, like, that's insane. Like, the sheer power of this child. Like, I care about it way more than this whatever cop. Which, fun fact, I'm gonna go on a complete tangent. So speaking about one family member to another, I like watching shows with my grandma, Granny Slumbers, usually before going onto these streams, like around evening when we're having dinner and everything. Never underestimate the power of a 6-year-old. That is true. That is true. Especially if they seem to be very fixated on it. Because, see, the powerful thing about, like, a 6-year-old child is you don't know if the 6-year-old child is just 6 and being very powerful, or if they're neurodivergent and have the ability to hyperfixate. Like, but like, one of those things is already powerful, but a child with the ability to hyperfixate, that is going beyond limits and just having sheer power. Like, I like just lost my just lost to my cousin's daughter in Naruto Ninja Storm 4. Man, I have played a Naruto Ninja game, but that is only because one of my friends had it, and I was like, man, feels weird to have a fighting game all alone. What if I had it so maybe we could do online matches? But yeah, anyway, I'm watching one show with my grandma, and it's okay. Like, it's that kind of show where it's like, it's above mediocre, but it's not special. It's like a C+ show, where it's like, it's enough to keep me interested and invested and have fun watching it, but I understand it's not like a great show, you know? And honestly, I think that's an okay watch. That could be fun to experience, to see above mediocre stuff. Like in that C+ to B- range of content, because you don't have to think too hard about it. You just enjoy it casually. And this show has a protagonist that happens to be a cop and in law enforcement, and the show started in 2018. It is super yikes to me when I see just like a thin blue line flag in the precinct, just kind of there, like after like 14 episodes, like 12 episodes in, they just have that slapped in the precinct in a hallway, and it just sort of feels like, oh no, they know not of what they do. They know not of the propaganda they spread. Or just like, they might. And also just seeing cops, like, you may see this a lot in cop shows, but a lot of cop shows are very unethical. Like, I know the cops are not ethical people, but like, how they're trying to portray like how justice should be done is like, wow, they are breaking so many of these criminals' rights. So for those who are not from America, the thin blue line flag is basically the United States flag, but in monochrome and having a blue line, and where one of the stripes would be. And it's basically a sign of pro-cops, and in America currently, that's not the greatest stance, because the cops are, well, if you're not rich or white, don't expect good things. Don't expect them to be peaceful, really. Yes. Hi, welcome to Pen Ass playing funny Pokemon and also talking about the cops. Also, Animu, I'm glad this is when you wake up from your dormant state to just go like, the cops are gang. The pickles, the squeeze. Oh, okay, I do have to go to trash bowl. Right, because I had to give the parcel to Barrett, to Makawa. Like, they tried to lock me up because they wanted to lock up somebody in my family. Ooh, interesting. I see. Well, you see, the American cops, for reference, are either incompetent, which is a very common thing you'll find if you like listening to true crime media. You'll learn it's really because the cops are very incompetent and cannot do their jobs and refuse to do their jobs. Or they'll actively profile people to be like, yeah, this person should be arrested. Yeah, people like this tend to do these things, so we're going to probably arrest them just to be safe. Or plant evidence to convince people that they are not people that we should take care of. Or, oh, these people, we should pull a gun out because they're aggressive and have a history of being aggressive, so they all must be aggressive. And that's where racism comes in. It's real. It's quirky! You did it. You summed up the cops, Hell Knight. Do. They do not. They sure don't. They sure don't. And especially when you look at media talking, like, portraying cops, oh boy, the show writers definitely don't know it. But even if they knew, like, cop friends, they probably wouldn't know it. Like, I think the only laws they really know are the Miranda rights, just because they have to say them every time someone's arrested. Lawyer goes to school for like 3 years, ideally 6 years to become a cop. You need like 6 months of training. Yeah, which is real wild when you have to be the enforcement of the law. But if you don't know the law, kinda doesn't really do the same thing. Because like even if like a lawyer needs like years for like, you know, being of different practices and everything, and also the bar exams are just fucking weird. Just like look up questions at the bar exams. They're fucking wild because they ask like what is illegal and what is not illegal, based on very extreme circumstances. But yeah, like a cop should need time to be like, hey, how does like the law apply to things? When can you do certain things? Like, yeah, you need a warrant, but what consults the reason for commissioning a warrant? Or say, hey, why don't you let people use their right to have an attorney and speak around an attorney and not incriminate themselves by you playing around with their words, because they can do that, because cops will do that, and oftentimes in shows conveying the cops, they actively hammer down in the fact of them trying to persuade you and convince you to making you sound guilty for it to be used on record, because according to Miranda rights, anything you say after you're arrested can and will be used against you in a court of law. So you could have a lawyer to prevent you from saying something that would put you in danger in the law if you are in fact not guilty. But cops would be like, you don't need your lawyer, you can talk to me, and it'll make things a lot easier. And it's like, oh boy, that's a big yikes. And that's just how they're portrayed in media. That's big bad and smelly, big bad and stinky poo poo. How's my funny monkey? How's my funny monkey while I'm not talking about the cops? There we go. Oh, I see. Your cops are similar to our cops. That's disheartening. Because fun fact, fellas, I was in Portland in 2020. That's not a good year. That's not a good year to be anywhere near downtown Portland, like where I was. Because I heard a lot of ominous sounds. Because the courthouse is downtown, and the wizard college there was just few blocks away. So I heard a lot of ominous popping of the rubber bullets, which, fun fact, can still very much harm you, and is not safe. It is in fact very dangerous still. Yeah. Fun stuff. Also, one time I heard a very ominous boom when I was when I was running a D&D game, and I looked up, there was an explosion, I found nothing, but Jesus Christ, that was the most horrifying thing. But, yeah, maybe maybe I don't need to talk about the cops, because I don't need to mentally exhaust myself while I'm playing my funny Pokemon game. Doo-doo, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Do-do-do, Hear me out. What if you can't splash? No splish splash for you. Oh, it just can't do anything. It can't even struggle. Oh, it can. Nice. Magikarp did it. Magikarp did damage. Magikarp did it. Oh my god, guys. Look at it go, and it crit me. Holy shit. The massive critical struggle. Let's go. I took away its one move and gave it another, but at what cost? Hey, I know I said like, hey, this run really is, the early game's gonna be like, fuck around, and then like, once we get to Crash or Wake, I expected for us to find out and not have a good time, not have as much of a ha ha ha. We got this. We're perfect. We're unstoppable. Cause like, oh boy. It's Crash or Wake's when things are gonna get real yikesy. Cause like, we will not have a lot of counters for that. Like Gyarados. Because our best attempt to deal with Garrett. Well, no, actually, no. It's gonna get tricky once Gyarados gets introduced. We'll probably be around, because Gyarados is really common in this game for a lot of trainers. So probably around Veilstone is actually when it's gonna get pretty tricky. Like after Fantina is when things are gonna escalate. It cannot naturally learn Thunder Punch, although our Houndoom can learn Thunder Fang through Move Reminder, which is like our one saving grace. But I think Infernape could learn it if bred. If they became a loaf. If they pass the loaf check, they can learn Thunder Punch. Oh no. Okay, cool. Even a criminal kill there. Alright. But yeah, no, I'm thinking like Holly over here is gonna be like a good counter for a lot of the rock types. Which, for the most part, are also going to be a lot of the ground types we're going to be dealing with. So, there's that. And maybe some grass once we get Grass Knot. But yeah. But no, I'm pretty satisfied. We probably are gonna get Monferno pretty soon. Because I think Monferno... Oh wait, shit. Is Monferno 14 or 16? Let me just go look off screen here. Chimchar. Hey Chimchar. Hey, curious question. When do you like evolve? No? Oh good, it is a 14, so it's earlier. It's sooner rather than later. That's good, that's good. But hey, we also have the Quick Claw now, so wait. I don't think I healed. Fuck. Fucking shit and piss. Oh, I did. Me? I don't think I healed literally after I went to the Pokemon Center. Fire, fire, burn. Haha, idiot dumb pants. Ha, idiot dumb pants. I have the power of special attacks. I have the power of special attacks, Narset. You can breed a Medicham that knows Thunder Punch. I mean, if I gotta do that, I would need to get a hard scale, and I'd rather invest other means for hard scales. Ba-da-ba. It's probably gonna bubble, but if I can scratch. Ooh! Hell yeah! I can't wait to see your new Twitch overlay. Until then, I hope you have a nice evening. I am the Fail Zone. A monkey and a bird fight each other with great malice. You're not even low, you're halfway through, son. Oh, you're done working on it. Alright, cool, cool. Well, hey, I mean, I know your other overlay you had recently is pretty cool, so I can't wait to see your new overlay. And hey, you know what? You know what? Shout out to Not Anime Fail Zone. They've been streaming, I don't know what Tales game, but they've been streaming a more modern Tales game. And it's been pretty fun. I do know that Animu is not a VTuber; they are just some guy. But they've recently started streaming again, and they seem to be pretty active recently. So you know, if you want to support a good boy, a good man who's just trying to start his streaming hobby, you know, go there, do it, do it. No, seriously, he's a great guy. Let me just peek behind the veil here. All right, we got a message from Animu. Ooh, and this overlay's real clean too. Oh, it's real clean. It's got a face chat. It's got a nice area for the chat, nice area for socials. Oh no, that's tight. That is nice and tight. Very good. Very wholesome. Very recommended. But yeah. But I know I've only seen clips of his streams recently, but like they're very cool. It's very nice, especially when I don't know anything about Tales games, and just seeing like, oh cool, there's a funny guy with an iron mask one stream. The next stream he's got dog boy ears. So like hell yeah, quality content. Do do. Bum 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hi, fight me. This is true. Well, I have one Pokemon. Oh, you're just giving me advice? Man, that's not as cool. I'll fight this child. Kricketot and Zubat. Oh fuck, I can also take away this Pokemon's one move. I can take everything away from this Kricketot. gonna be so mean. Hey, little buddy. Hey. Your cry, not as cool as your dad's cry. My dad's cry could beat your dad's cry. Interesting, Bide still counts. Okay. No, that'll be for the poison type only run where I get to be toxic. I was saying, poison type was a type I was considering for just a general mono type run, but I felt fire was one, haha, funny spicy, but also it's like, nah, it's just generally more of a challenge because there's less of them, and also the type, they're very limited movesets, so it's a funny challenge. Whereas poison's just a bit more of like, ooh, it's kind of cool because like there's a bit of a variety, but not like too much, and enough where you can get like pretty early game. Ha, nice! Nice one there, Holly. I've got one more to become so strong. Now the Pokeball, hell yeah, it's gonna be useful when we find a horse. Oh yeah, it's gonna be so useful when we find a horse. Hey guys, I think we should find a horse. I think we should ride around it like a stallion. Funny monkey. I wonder if it has rivalry. No, wait, it does, because it didn't intimidate me. Because Shinx is unfortunate. Because, like, Shinx is typical. I was like, God, I wish Shinx was a good line. Because it's got such a good design, like, design evolution. But, like, evolution design. But, like, it's a physical electric type. Because they want to show off, like, the physical special split. But, like, oh no. They didn't give him any physical moves. They gave him the Flareon treatment. And very few of them were even electric. Oh! But yeah, no. Shinx's two abilities. One is Intimidate, the good one. Where it cuts, basically lowers someone's attack by a stage when they enter a fight. Or it could have Rivalry. How Rivalry works is if it is the same gender Pokemon, it will do a bit more damage. But if it's the opposite gender, it would do less damage. And that's an ability I believe I first learned about with, like, the Nidorinas have it. And it's like, God, I wish you had Poison Point. Please be Poison Point. Sure. Soon I will learn your ways of combat. I wish Pokemon Sword lets us use Gen 2 starters. Yeah, I guess you can get Gen 2 starters. But then again, Gen 8 really is just like, man, it'd be really cool if I could just get Pokemon from any generation. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice if I could have any Pokemon from the Pokédex? That would be really cool and a novel concept. I'm just gonna cautiously save. But it's like, yeah. They have all the walking cycles for them, too. Dude, that's so valid. Feraligatr, like, honestly, I think a lot of the Gen 2 starters, like, they're a bit too smooth for me. They've got, like, a little bit going on, but, like, not enough. Meganium's pretty solid, though, but, like, Typhlosion without, like, the big flares is this kind of whatever, especially because they don't like drawing him with the flare on all the time. But like for Alligator, pretty solid. Oh no, I forgot to heal. Heal. No, I know, one of my most attached runs for, Hard Gold Soul Silver when trying to replay it, I named my Totodile Crocker Rocker, which is just, and another one I did, I actually got a female one, and I named her Bindi after the daughter of Steve Irwin. Yeah, Typhlosion really did age poorly, because, like, they for some reason just didn't have his back flares going on all the time? For, like, no reason. Cyndaquil works just because it's, like, supposed to be a cute little bean. Yeah, like, Cyndaquil can be, like, flared up every now and then, but it doesn't need it to be up all the time. Like, we just know it happens. Quilava looks so weird without its, like, head and butt flare going on, though. Oh, now, okay. Now I'm thinking here, right? So, I get that, like, a normal Cyndaquil decides on its back, you know? Because he's a funny little guy. With a funny little bean. And, like, Quilava gets, like, 2 flares because it's in its second phase, and that's kind of cool. But then it's like, hey, where did the butt flare go for Quilava? The body was like, no, the butt flare is no longer required. We only need neck flare. Oh fuck yeah, Hollybee growing power. Oh, now this is a funny monkey. Look at this monkey. This monkey's having so much fun. Yes. 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 Instantaneously. Like, look at this. This is gonna be stab priority fighting type move. Yes, please. We're gonna get rid of Leer. Because Taunt can still be fun. Let's check out the power of Holly now. Oh yes. Ooh yeah. Oh, that speed is knocking butts. Yes. Oh my god, his attack's almost 32. Well, it's almost 30, not 32. Okay. So, honestly, I think Holly could take on... could probably sweep your work. I think I want to go for minimal fights now, so then I can give some to Ponyta. Hey man, do you want to tell me about Rock Smash? You're gonna give me a hidden machine you found? I have become Speed. Ka-chow! Man, Cars is weird. Like, I've got nothing to, like, elaborate on it. It's just weird. So we're gonna avoid you, because I just want to save this XP for Ponyta. Especially because we can switch train it, so Ponyta could get some, like, some bit of an XP. Because, like, we don't need Ponyta right away, but, like, it's good to give him something. But, like, as a test. Oh, so good. Do I know any Cars lore? Let's see. There are okay, there's car governments. Because I have seen Cars 2, and there are at least okay, so with Cars, right? The whole second movie is a Bond parody, right? And the thing in Cars 2 is because of the Bond spy parody, it implies that there are car politics involved, especially eco involved politics, because the plot of Cars 2, like the bad guy's plan, which by the way, of course, is like a German car because Bond film, is to claim one type of gas is like eco-friendly when in reality it's not. But anyone who takes it and they don't. Okay, I'm trying to remember the one time I've seen Cars 2. But so I'm pretty sure the plot is like they want to convey like there's this like one oil that they claim is eco-friendly, but is actually just like horrible actual like gasoline evil oil. And God, I'll get to you, hell. I'll get to that next. And the main plot is also to like, hey, if these cars aren't supporting our brand, we'll supply a little bit of car gas and make them blow up. Like, cars die in Cars 2, and it's casual, and no one pays any mind to it or acknowledges it, and it fucks me up. Understandable. Also, yes, with the car pope, that does imply there are car religions, meaning that there is likely a Cars Christ. Yeah, no, Cars 2 is so fucking weird. Also, it shows you a glimpse of what like car warfare looks like, because like a big thing about like the film is that it tries to show off like what car spies, what car James Bonds would look like and do, and it implies in this world, right, there is technology for weaponry that could be applied to the wheels, such as a grappling hook that can support weight of an entire ass car. Yes, the spy car is a bit more of a leaner build, but it can also hold the weight of Mater, which is a tow truck. I'm gonna look up the weight of the tow truck. Okay, I'm gonna look up the weight of a tow truck. How heavy is a tow truck? Yeah, so, alright. With Mater being an older vehicle, or at least low maintenance, and being very rusty, I'm going to assume it's a bit more on the heavier side, especially how they characterize Mater. So let's say it leans more towards 9,000 pounds for Mater. They have to have grappling hooks that can support the weight of a car up to at least over 8,600 pounds, probably going over to 9,000 pounds, and suspend it from not falling, which is insane. They also have the technology in Cars 2 to fly, to produce flight for a car, for a sports vehicle, for like a Chevrolet. And that is only like in the concept of like being able to do that as a car. So imagine in World War Car, which would happen, because there totally is, if there is car pope and car espionage, there has to be car nationalism in in fucking Cars. Car World War One happened. Alright? Hell, Cars 2 implies World War II happened because there's a James Bond character. Which opens a whole other can of worms of historical figures that are canon in Cars. Oh, we call that the junkyard. Wow, I can't. Oh no. Oh no, Mater. No, there were massive mountains of junkyards out in the Volkswagen territory. No one knew about it at the time, but after the war, dear God. Okay, actually, Onyx is a bit rare, and this is Rock type only run. This would be real cool to not have to run around because it's like 5% chance. But also, let's test how Mach Punch is for Onyx. Oh, we're good. Wait. Okay, no, we're really good because Onyx is shit attack. Nice. But, yeah, no, thinking about the Cars politics is fucking insane to me. I mean, okay, if there was a car World War One, hypothetically, there would inevitably be a car World War II, of which, rather, if there is car Hitler, there would at least be a car dictator that would come out of it, mostly because the state of Germany at the time is very vulnerable and has a very slapped together democracy formed by Britain and France going like, well, if monarchy didn't work out for you, then we can just show you democracy and just have the most haphazard democracy ever. God, okay. So I've been doing a lot of lore looking in Europe, specifically around just like French Revolution to World Wars, and like I'm now just considering that in the lens of Cars. I'm thinking about Cars forming nationalism and colonialism, which is car colonialism. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm gonna find a horse, guys. I'm gonna find a horse and not think about car. Not gonna think about car. Oh fuck, there's car communism. Fuck, there's car communism. Wait, okay, also though. Wait, hold on. How old is the lore of the Cars setting? Because like, okay, something I have to consider. The earliest car wasn't really around to the turn of the century in the 1900s. Well, were there some in... There could have been some... No, they started being a thing late 1800s. Like, probably 1890 or something. Like at the end of the Wild West. But that would been really private. I do think those automobiles are canon, as characters, in Cars, from my vague memories of child. So that could be one of the earliest of a car, but if we're going to like pre-Victorian era, right? Pre-late Victorian era, would cars be carts? And if that is the case, would that mean damn it. Would that mean that cars had a symbiotic relationship with horses because they were carts? And would that also imply that if, say, carts were... Because, like, carts have been around as long... Like, my guess, right? At least in BC. At least in AD. So, at least after the supposed Lord and Savior had become deceased a second time. Noah was born because BC is supposed to be before Christ. Christ was around for 30 years after, right? God. So if there is, oh God. So yeah, would cars have to be symbiotic to horses until they could harness horsepower, and then with the discovery of the Industrial Revolution, able to then produce an enhanced and augmented version of the cart with a car. And would that be, in this setting, assuming that cars fly and produce themselves, would that be considered evolution? Would that have just been like, oh, okay, cool, we have oh God, no, fuck, Disney's carts. Okay, so does anyone remember Robots? Anyone in chat? A big Robots fan. Robots having stars like Mel Brooks and Robin Williams in the film. Yeah. People remember that? I saw it as a kid. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Pretty sure I saw it even in theaters. That film has an interesting take on how robots are made. And it's a good thing how the film is actually rotated around it. But in that film, the robots are made out of parts, and like when you are a family wanting to have a kid, you have to make your child. You have to order the parts to make a child, like a baby robot, to have that experience. And then as they grow up, you need to buy new parts for the child to grow up and live. And there's a whole capitalist angle in how the parts are developed, and how only the upper class robots can afford the finer parts and actually well maintenance, instead of going through junkyards and sort of like scavenging like parts that don't really work or everything like that. And so like I wonder if the Cars world is like that too, because the Cars world seems very capitalist inspired, though we are also seeing it through the lens of Lightning McQueen being a very competitive, like in a sport that's all about being the best and getting an excessive amount of sponsorships. With Mater, I would assume, with Cars 2, I would assume that would also be pro-capitalist due to the fact that it is going with British spies, and working for the British government, which unlike the people of the British government, which unlike the people of Britain, is a lot more capitalist. I bet the spy in hey yo, Mr. White, I think the spy car in Cars 2 would support the House of Lords, probably not even consider the House of Commons. It's serious that if all Pixar movies share the same universe, then since humans don't exist in the Cars universe, then they could mean Cars takes place in a human exodus in WALL-E. Now, that is a consideration. However, in a post-human exodus with WALL-E, that implies that the world is a dump. And the world of Cars is surprisingly, for a very car populated place, not a global warming hellscape. Because I very vividly remember the scene of Owen Wilson Carr going on a car date with Lady Carr, who I swear changes a voice actor every film. Don't quote me on that, but I feel like that's the case. And it's like the nature there is serene. Like, it's not desert for once. Or like if you go literally anywhere outside of Route 66, it's very well pristine. Like Cars 2. Cars 2 shows you the world of cars and Cars Nations. And the like. And just like, oh my god. Also, the sea doesn't have an excessive amount of plastic. I know this because the opening of Cars 2 is Spy Car having a hit on German car, right? And the sea's not filled with plastic, so I don't think it's a wall. I don't think it's wall escape. I don't think it's a wall escape yet. Alright, I'm gonna read Ponyta's thing before I go more into any Cars lore conspiracy or theorization. Ponyta, fire horse. As a newborn, it can barely stand. However, through galloping, its legs makes it tougher and faster. Now, because I did see it and said something about it earlier in stream, I think I will name her Belle, after bell peppers. Belle. Because I don't know, I feel like it's a horse name. I would name a horse Belle. Let's check out Belle. Oh, Belle is super serious. Not picky, but a little mischievous. I see, so Belle's like a pretty like, no, I'm gonna do my job. I feel like they're like they're gonna be like the straight man to like Holly's wackiness, to like a funny monkey. Like, Belle is mischievous, but they're responsible. Like, they will enable problems to happen, but will always take care of them and be responsible. Like, say if any of like Holly's scenarios go too far and cause like property damage, Belle will be the one to get out the wallet and be like, here's the money you get for your property damage. We are so sorry. I think Sirius is a neutral nature. Yeah, Sirius is neutral, so that's not bad. Ooh, let's do a fun little experiment with IV calculators here. So let's look at Ponyta, because I'm curious. I've just never looked at IVs before, like as I played through a game. Alright, so for Ponyta, I have to find Ponyta. Okay. As I do this, fun fact, my first shiny Pokemon was a Ponyta. I found it in Mount Silver and Pokemon Silver, like pretty recently when I learned about the concept of shinies. And it was really cool. It was very sad when I made it a Rapidash, because shiny Rapidash is not cute or nice looking. Keep that 14. Make that a 10. Make that a 13. Okay. Submit. Oh fuck. Alright, so we're getting a fast team. Ponyta really, Belle heard us talking about cars and decided to like siphon in the car's energy and power. Oh fuck, but also Belle supposedly has maximum EVs for like special attack, which is wild. So pretty good to be pretty balanced as an attacker. Maybe if trained right, be a bit more special focused. Actually, what am I? Let me check something. As a threat to me. Let's see what kind of moves. But I think they're more physical. Yeah, because Ember's gonna be good now. When they get Ember, that's gonna be pretty good. But yeah, they're not that special. They're a lot more physical. Yeah, it's really only gonna be stab moves that are gonna be special, and everything else would be a lot more physical. Oh, cool. They're gonna have the Flareon problem, huh? They're really gonna have the Flareon problem. Nice. Cool. Alright. Nice. Haha. Haha, yee. Alright. But yeah, I do not think that Cars takes place in a post-Wally environment. Okay. Because also, if it was in a post-Wally environment, that would imply that the Cars AI for, like, say, Tesla models and everything is significantly more advanced than like a Wally or an Eva model, because those two machines are capable of learning emotions, like specifically learning them. And I don't know, that the cars world, they feel like just people, but they are cars, which would require such a massive amount of AI to work with. And everything around them is also not only car, but any vehicle is sentient. Because, like, because this also means that, like, you know, boats are sentient, planes, helicopters are all sentient. Which, can we also talk about the fact that planes are sentient, and in Cars 2, once again, I'm going back to repressed memories of Cars 2. There's a scene where there's just a bunch of like, Mater and Lightning McQueen are just in a car, not in a car, in a plane, just enjoying, like, an in-flight movie, and talking about, like, you know, what they expect out of this, like, great journey that they're gonna go on. And, like, that just means that there just is, like, you go inside a creature. Like, that is, like, for example, if we went inside a whale to go on boats. Like, how is that not, like, horrifying or, like, scary for some people? To be like, yeah, go inside this big, like, just, like, okay, I want you to picture, right? Man has developed the ability to grow wings, right? Like, their arms are now wings. And this person, and some of these people have developed the ability to enlarge and elongate themselves. And so if you wanted to be in a cavity of their body, such as, say, their mouth, or perhaps a stomach with a significant lack of acid for some reason, you could live in there. You could be in there for several hours in a high altitude. And you know what? Maybe for your viewing pleasure, we'll put windows into this person's body, so you can see out the outside. No, we're not getting Fury Swipes. I don't care if it's technically stronger than Scratch, no. Like, I hate it. I hate it so much. I do not. God, and there's planes. There's planes because Pixar wants, Disney wanted money. They wanted money. They wanted cash. They wanted the grubby little hands on the dollar bills. Gonna dive back into the evolution thing you remembered. If you remember, Lightning said he doesn't have a horn. Maynard does have some cars. That does mean some cars specifically meant for racing and for towing. Yeah, I mean, selective breeding, my guy. Oh fuck, there may be car eugenics. Holy fucking shit. Oh fuck. Because some cars just go out of model. But that's only because people... I'm having a crisis considering the fact that car eugenics is a thing, or could be a thing, in the Cars universe. And I don't know what to do with that information, guys. It's like if people were kangaroos, but they have a social pocket and fly. Yeah, I hate that. Oh, but God, I'm sorry. I'm just baffled by the concept that, like, there's a difference between, like, sexual selection, which is, like, the idea of, like, hey, some animals get really horny after one thing, so when they fuck people with it, that gene gets passed down more likely, regardless of its function or not. Like, say, peacocks are a great example of sexual selection, where it's like the peacock tail, for guys, is very, very bad, for peacocks, because it makes them more vulnerable to massive predators, like say tigers, right? So like, you know, it's a problem for them, but they happen to get other peacocks' attention more, so there's more of them that are like that. So yeah, and I feel like, I wonder if a horn or not is, like, what is considered attractive in the car world. Is a horn a desirable trait? I don't like I'm thinking this much about Cars lore. And, like, the society of cars, right? The car society. Ba-da-da-ba. Alright, this one should be pretty easy with just Mach Punch, because I know Cranidos. Cranidos is a glass cannon. Ooh, oh shit. Ha, idiot. He's already screeched me though. Like, he really wants to lure me again? My guy. My defense was already lowered. You could have bonked me so hard. And now you are deceased. But hell yeah. Oh, Cars. And I'm okay, I haven't seen Cars 3, because I feel like, okay, I feel like Cars 1 just sort of, like, sets, like, the peak of, like, what a car society, like, is imagined to be, with it just being like, haha, funny place that is just car. But Cars 2 does so much, like, world building of cars that you guys have to, like, you're forced to now consider is canon in Cars. And, like, I don't know much about Cars 3, but I think Cars 3 backs the fuck up in Cars world building and doesn't do as many wild shit like that. You know, it's a shame that Cars is, like, one of the movies that's, like, very clear that Pixar really started its trend of going to, like, a lot of sequel movies, you know? Time to make another meme. Oh dear. Oh, I appreciate this. So, how I basically made the Pepe Sylvia meme of me talking about the Cars lore, of what I recall of Cars lore, and I adore it. Barrelin. You really wish to fight me? Like right now? For real? Okay, cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Hell Knight. Oh, wait. Let's get Bell here. Pretty sure this person's a Psyduck. Oh, it's Bidoof. Okay. Aww. Aww. I hope it doesn't ever roll out. I can't talk about Cars 3 because I haven't watched it. Yeah, same. Same. I don't feel like it has as much crazy lore, though. At least this is what my gut tells me. Though I do remember the advertising for Cars 3 was implying that, like, Lightning McQueen McFucking died. Which is just insane to me. God, I just realized that this day has been Friday the 13th, and like for most of it I was like, no, this is pretty alright. I'm not having any bad luck. But then I realized the real bad luck for like the end of the day, the 11th hour, was me talking about Cars. Like in-depth Cars lore. Yeah, no, in the trailer for like Cars 3, like one of the first trailers, they showed Lightning McQueen like in a car crash. God, there's a Cars H.H. Holmes. In the God. Thank you, Hell Knight. Thank you, Hell Knight, for considering. Okay, but like, oh my God. Okay, so I'm trying to conceptualize in my mind how some serial killers would be adopted in the context of the realm of Cars. So, as an example, one of the first American serial killers is H.H. Holmes. And I'm trying to conceptualize how a car H.H. Holmes would kill people. So, okay. So, how H.H. Holmes, for those who don't know, is one of the first serial killers in America. And how he did it was basically in Chicago World's Fair. He would own, he owned a hotel that some rooms, if not all, I'm not an expert, I just know the general gist of the case, had gas chambers Oh wait, no, wait. Was it gas chambers or did he suffocate them? Okay, I gotta... Hey guys, sorry to interrupt this battle, but we got some very important questions to ask. I'm gonna look up H.H. Holmes. Cause yeah, did he... Yeah, cause he killed 50 people, at least. Alright, we're... Okay, what was his method? Cause yeah, I had to do something with his apartment rooms. Skimming through, Chris John Wayne. Alright, cause I think it was... Okay, this is a lot of text. I cannot read this fast. I'm just gonna look up. Oh, hey! Hey, guys! How do... Hey, Boingo, thank you for the raid. I got into a tangent... Okay, so... Hi, guys. You may be wondering... Hi, guys. First off, hi. I'm Pan Naps. I'm a funny little wizard dear boy who likes to play video games, talks about D&D a lot. And you caught me at a very interesting moment. Because... You know, the goal of the stream is to do a fire type only run to platinum, but about an hour ago, I think, someone in chat, there's a Redeem where I get to talk about Disney lore, and someone got me into a massive tangent about cars. So things we did talk about were things such as, is there car Jesus because there is a car pope in Cars 2? What kind of technology does the Cars world have because of car spies and car gadgets? How does car evolution work? Where does it fit in the Pixar timeline? Did car world wars happen? And recently we got into a tangent of one of our regulars mentioned car serial killers. Which now I am just trying to conceptualize how some serial killers, like America's first serial killer, H.H. Holmes, would perform their method of serial killing through cars. Because I'm pretty sure that has to do something with, it's either suffocation or gassing, and I forget which. Alright, Vacinator. I guess Vac isn't strong enough to handle my Cars lore, and Cars interrogate my car lore. Disney lore and creepy card discussions? Deep card... Yeah, no, honestly, this stream has been mostly, like, this later half has been mostly card discussion. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to interwebs to show to quickly find how H.H. Holmes' method of killing. Crime Museum. Because yeah, I was in Chicago, the World's Fair. First floor had some stories, two upper ones. Okay, asphyxiated. Okay. So... Alright, okay, so he would suffocate them. Okay. So that raises the question for cars, right? Do cars need to breathe? If so, would... Okay. Oh god, do cars need to breathe? Could a car be in a place, like, in one location for an extended period of time? Like, okay, say if a car was underwater, would the car have to fear immediate drowning? Or would the car rust over time, and that would essentially be like, no, I don't want to talk about it because it's gonna sound so gross. Like loose skin, or oh god, or like their skin peeling or rotting. Oh god, that sounds so horrible. Dude, it started off as a tangent and now it's just the discussion. Like, I beat Rourke, I beat the first gym, and I was still just talking about cars. Okay, so lead poisoning could be a thing if a car is not meant for lead, or a vehicle. Also, hi Rumi. But oh god, oh god, oh god, oh man, oh god, oh man. Yeah, Mater is rusted though. Yeah, okay, so, alright. So, oh god, I forgot. I live in a world where I forgot Mater was a rusted nail. A walking vessel of tetanus. Shit. Fuck, what does that mean for Mater? Okay. No, you're right. You're right, though. So, like, if a car was underwater, could it still just survive? Because, like, if a car does not have lungs, or if a car is a construct, right, and may not apply to human organs. Ooh, wait though. Wait, no, I think a car could have damage if it were to. Okay, so answer to self about my car drowning theory, right? I don't think a car would initially die from being underwater for an extended period of time, even with rust. I do think it would be an uncomfortable position, but a survivable one. What a car could not survive is the water pressure. Now, I'm not talking about enough to crush the car, like, say, in a junkyard, but enough to break the windows. If the windows are broken, its internal organs or internal workings are vulnerable, and that's when it could get flooded. Or if it goes into the engine, that's when it can kill them. But being buried alive, now that is a different question altogether. Because I have no fucking idea. How long would a car live buried? But have cars ever lived? Do cars have organs? Well, okay, like, alright, if we're, okay, we do know they have a tongue. We do know they have a tongue, which is an organ. They have eyes, which is also an organ. They have teeth, which is at least bones? Cars have bones? Oh god? Oh god, oh lord? Chicowgasm? Now, okay. Okay. Don't confuse the chicowgasms for the gigagasms. Oh god. Oh god, oh man. Is this how I'm gonna be remembered? Is this what my anxiety is going to tell myself in like the dead of night in like 5 winters from now? Of like, no one will remember you but as the funny guy who talked about cars when Boingo had the big raid. They'll see my VTuber model, anyone who came from Boingo streams like, ha ha ha, that's the funny cars man. I'd be like, no, that's what I'm sensitive about. Oh. Cars. What else do you gotta say about it? Oh shit. Oh shit, big brain, big brain. Well, my brain was trying to think of things not related to cars. My brain thought of something related to cars. So, okay, I know Animu in chat suggested the idea that, according to a lot of theorists, a lot of Pixar theorists for like the universal timeline, right? That cars are, that Cars takes place in the same point that WALL-E does. I don't think that is the case, because in WALL-E's timeline, the world is desolate, is polluted like hell, and just unlivable, junk everywhere. The Cars world is too clean and too actually civilized. What would need to be true though, or what could be true, is that it could be within the same time, but, and hear me out, in the Monsters Inc. timeline, because Jesus Christ, are living cars horrifying? Consider, even in the far future, monsters are extinct. Cars have rebuilt or have been like, okay, another thing. Both worlds are very much influenced by capitalism. Cars learned capitalism from the monsters. Monsters invented capitalism. Cars learned it. Capitalism is not a organic thing, it is taught. But Boo is from Monsters Inc. Isn't a people? But you see, the thing is, the Monsters Inc. world is its own dimension. Boo's dimension is in the canon Pixar timeline. That's where, oh fuck, Boo might be aware of superheroes having existed, because if we're going on the big timeline of Pixar, it does imply that that superheroes were a thing in the 50s, or in the 40s, which is insane. Okay, Boo would not be born yet in Monsters Inc. University. Because, like, I don't know the canon ages, right? But I would assume that, like, alright, Monsters Inc. University is probably, like, when they are, like, 18? Like, 18 to, like, 19? Maybe 20 for Sully, at most. But they'd be like young adult. Meanwhile, say for like Monsters Inc. canon, that they're like in their 30s. Oh, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Okay. You're right, because that would be short for Monsters Corporated. And that's not the funny words. MCU? No, not MCU. No, Boo would probably be at most aware of, like, the Mr. Incredibles, like, superheroes. Like, Boo... Hold up. I gotta find something. Very important. I'm gonna turn off the music for this, so I can very specifically show you something. Now, do I promise this is something the people, are gonna like? No, but I'm gonna show it to you. We're going on to YouTube, which is always a good sign. I have to find... Zone. And Mr. Skipadoo, let's go! Alright. Where is it? Okay, yes. Alright. So, I'm just gonna show you something that, that Boo Monsters Inc. likely would have seen as a kid. or maybe even growing up. Perhaps when she wakes up at 5 in the morning, like I did when I was her age.
The adventures of Mr. Incredible with his pals Frozone and Mr. Skipperdo.
No one can forget Mr. Skipperdo.
Last we left them, Mr. Incredible and Frozone had just discovered the startling disappearance of the West River Bridge. Frozone, the disappearance of the West River Bridge is startling. What dastardly demon could have done such a dirty deed?
This is one wild scene, Big Daddy. What's up with Mr. Skipperdo?
He's found something.
The fucking
Radioactive.
Radioactive? That's powerful goodness. But isn't that dangerous in the wrong hands?
Yes, and what pretty hands they are.
Oh, and how canned the audio is.
The work of one person, the sinister yet lovely Lady Lightbug.
Oh, and I don't like how detailed the nose is paired with the
We can't leave this
lips.
traffic piled up. There's nothing more important than keeping our country's automobiles on the go.
Well, this will get all those hep cats rolling.
Because remember, it's
Cool it.
it's the 40s. Everyone's gotta have a car.
You're constructing a temporary bridge of ice. Never seen anything like it.
And you never will.
Good job, old friend. Now let's go find Lady Lightbug. With traffic flowing for now, our heroes embark on a search for their evil adversary.
Lips, yeah. They're so pink.
As Lady Lightbug's pet.
Evil is attracted
Dude,
to dark remote
The
places,
Incredibles,
and
like,
this abandoned
DVD,
fairground is dark.
exclusive stuff is so wild, and I love it. Like, that gloss that for me.
Well, she's not under this abandoned funhouse. And she's not under this abandoned shooting gallery.
They guys have a shot of him just like,
This
mmm.
abandoned house of mirrors. What is it, Mr. Skipperdo?
He's found the bridge.
The bridge? The bridge?
Yes, the bridge!
Lady Lightbug.
By stealing the world's bridges, I will create massive traffic jams. With the people of the earth unable to commute to work, the economies of the free world will crumble!
That's one crazy bug.
Oh, and she's communist crazy bug, of course.
You to stop me, Incredible!
You mean Mr. Incredible.
Wait, you're a dad now?
Your Ferris wheel attack is as pathetic and ineffective as your system of government!
Laugh now, Lightbug, for nothing.
He
can defeat the
he's as
power
thick
of
as the
freedom
people's
in
economy.
no time.
Thick as the she's as thick as how the people are united together, stopping the capitalist bourgeoisie.
No, Frozone, thanks to you. And democracy. And of course you, Mr. Skipperdo.
Hope you remembered to poke some holes in that jar.
Curse you, Mr. Incredible! And Frozen! And Mr. Skipperdo!
See now she's now
For another
she's
on
now
Epic
in
Adventure.
like a
Crush you, Mr. Incredible.
oh god.
Starring the world's greatest super, Mr. Incredible.
God. I'm just thinking like I can't believe Lady Butterfly, not Lady Firefly is trapped in like an ironic prison of like, all right, you wanted to be communist and use like want assets to be given to the people. Well, fine, you'll be used as like a common street lamp. And it's like, no, that's not how you help the people. You help the people by giving them economic benefits and like everyone equal rights. No. So yeah, I'm glad you all got to share the Mr. Incredible, Mr. Frozone, and Mr. Skipperdo. I think about it a lot. Dude, I bet Team Galactic couldn't even handle. I bet they can't even handle Mr. Incredible, Mr. Frozone, and Mr. Skipperdo. I don't think they could get through the first lips. Cars do sleep. We know this because in Cars 1, there's the Cozy Inn, specifically for cars to sleep. But I guess it does make sense for cars to sleep in nature because, you know, cars can't always be on or else, like, they just waste all their gas. And, like, okay, here's the thing. I think car sleep is not necessarily as, like, I don't think it's as much of, like, a brain thing. I think it's a lot more of, like, a digestion thing. Or, like, a metabolism thing. Like, I think if cars just, like, injected themselves with enough, like, gas or coffee adjacent material, then in that case they could theoretically just stay up indefinitely. Yeah, no, I do think the gas is their metabolism. Fuel additive trucks. See, I'm wondering what would be like the fuel additives. Put octane booster. Truck Owen Kachow. Please, Owen Kachow's the actor. You know, it's like Frankenstein was the doctor, you know? Yeah, God, I see Owen Wilson in like trailers for like romantic comedies, which is weird because I don't associate with Owen Wilson as like romantic comedy, like at all. Okay. Okay, no. Victor Frankenstein's not a doctor. Mr. Frankenstein is a dropout and was continuously a shit student. So, like, yeah. Victor Frankenstein is cancelled. He's not even German. So much hate. He was born in Sicily. Because, fun fact, the novel Frankenstein, other known as The Modern Prometheus, was written in 1818, which was several decades before the German Empire would unify. Around that point, it was a series of almost city-state-like nations. About 39 of them. So, there's your fun fact of the day. That wouldn't happen till like the 1860s or so. Because, yeah. Because, like, if anything, it's funny, because, like, oh, actually, no, he's probably more Austrian, because, like, Victor Frankenstein, Victor went all over the fucking place, but he grew up in Sicily. Then he was born in Sicily, grew up in Geneva, I believe. And I know when he's making the monster, he is in Ingolstadt, which is an actual city. I say surprisingly defensive, like, it's real! Also, a friendly reminder, and died in Antarctica, so I guess that's where he's from now. That's true. I do find it so funny. Okay, so, honestly, the story of Frankenstein's like it's a very great story. But it's so funny in the lens of just seeing how much Victor Frankenstein is just like a bitch. because like, okay, imagine, right? Like one day you realize, hey, what if I could bring back the dead, right? Like what if, just theoretically, hypothetically speaking, what if I was gone? What if I enacted all this like pseudoscience that I've been like the equivalent of like pseudoscience and just philosophy, and incorporate that into modern science, to revitalize a body, and in doing so, he goes out of his way to make the most gothic legend of a Chad. Like he gets the finest aspects of all of the human body. Like he does a lot of brain wrapping, a lot of just shady stuff to get like like he had to find the ideal feet, he had to find the thickest thighs, he had to get like the finest hair he could get, like yes. And also to answer your questions, yes, he would have what Victor Frankenstein would consider the ideal dick, which is something to consider, and then reanimate the body through an unknown means, because in the book he does not specify how he does it to prevent other people from doing it. And then when he opens his eyes, they're the wrong eye color, and he freaks the fuck out, and like, because they're gold instead of whatever the fuck he was expecting, he put the eyes in, and it was like, no, dear God, no, get out of here, you dumb creature. And being a dumb creature, like an actual baby, the creature just walks out because like it has no idea what to do with the world, and he walks out into the woods. Meanwhile, Victor is like, fine, I'll marry my, it's okay, I'm gonna move on from my life, I'm not him, I'm going to get married to my adopted sister / now wife, whom, by the way, fun fact, the reason why his adopted sister, soon wife, is his adopted sister is because when in Sicily, no, I think Geneva. I think she was in Geneva. When Mother Frankenstein was like seeing a bunch of poor people around, she saw I forget the name of Victor's wife. But she saw her and was like, oh, she's too pretty to be poor. We should adopt her. And then they do. So remember, kids, if you're poor, if you're pretty enough, you could become part of the upper middle class. So that happens. Meanwhile, while Victor's trying to get like his life together and is like recovering from, the trauma of playing God, and like having his BFF like nurse him back to health, the creation is, but we're just gonna catch this beef so we can have HMs. What was I? Yeah, so while Victor's like recovering, TM, self-care, the monster is basically hiding around like this house, which is occupied by, I know a blind man, and I think three of his sons, who are, and he just sort of like squats there in like in a cramped shed, and just overhears them talk, and that's how he learns how to speak. And apparently, this family just like throws books out all the time. Like, they're very well versed, actually, because they have books like Paradise Lost, which is basically just like where you get a lot of the modern takes of Lucifer being like the snake, or Lucifer being the fallen angel, because Lucifer is not described in the Bible. Lucifer is specifically a part of canon, sort of dogmatic canon of just Christian culture, much like how Dante's Inferno is the first and actually only description of hell. There's no hell really described in the Bible. So there's that. So you know, he reads a lot of literature that makes him question like philosophy, and he's like, oh man, I really relate to this. I really relate to someone playing God and suffering consequences. Looks directly at the camera. And he from there he sort of like tries to interact with people, realizes that people are spooked from him just because he looks very uncanny, and he has like no social skills, and then decides to go like, hey, you know what, I actually really hate my dad. I am going to I hate my dad, and I feel truly alone in this world because when I try to interact with people, we just cannot connect. Like, nothing right happens. So basically he starts threatening Victor Frankenstein. No, okay, first what he does before he starts his threats is that to get Victor's attention, he kills his nephew. Yeah, he kills his nephew and frames like the maid taking care of the nephew, which makes Victor freak out because he knows the strangle around the son's neck is not from the woman. It is probably around the size of the hands of the creation, which freaks him out. And when the creature comes around to be like, all right, I see you've taken my attention, I will give you a chance to save a life. If you can resurrect a woman, so I can have someone else like me, like I could find love, I could find a relationship, I can just have something. I wouldn't be alone in this world and just be whatever freak I am. You know? And Victor at first is like, yeah, of course, understand, yeah, I'd love to do that. And it's like, cool, if you don't, I will kill your wife on your wedding day. Like, I will see you on your wedding day, and I will do violence things. And Victor in fear starts like working on making a woman, making a Frankenstein's bride situation, but essentially has like a panic attack with the concept of, oh shit, if I make another monster, would they both hate me? Will they both try to get my demise? What if they don't like each other? What if they just hate each other and make it worse? What if then, like, you know, all these ideas of like what ifs, bad ends, and he fails to, he does not make the Frankenstein's bride. So Frankenstein's like, cool, your wife is dead on your wedding day, congratulations. And Victor's like, oh, my creation, how could you? And so basically from there, that's when the manhunt works, where Victor attempts to chase down the creature, who is essentially just like, all right, we'll chase each other to the ends of the earth now. And that is where Victor Frankenstein is found in the middle of the fucking Arctic by this guy who's just like in an expedition to the Arctic, writing notes, like writing letters to like his sister, which is just like a thing. And that's how Frankenstein is told. Frankenstein is told from like this guy writing letters to his sister as Frankenstein's telling his life story, and then Frankenstein tells his monster's life story that was told to him. Like, it's fucking wild. But could they procreate? Are they just like cars? They are not just like cars. They cannot procreate. Well, I mean, here's the thing you gotta consider, right? Like a car, right? A car is a machine you could replicate, right? Like, any car can screw the right drills, right, and you can form a proper automobile through enough automatic thrusting. But like with a Frankenstein situation, that's an undead. Like, you're reanimating the dead. I think, cause like, okay, hold on, cause like a Frankenstein's monster could fuck, but I don't think they'd be able to reproduce because they're dead. They're just undead essentially. They're reanimated, but that just means their body moves and works. I do not think that would mean that they'd be able to have any living children. Cause it's like a vampire, right? Like, I think a lot, like, once I realized that vampires are like actually undead and not just like whatever creature a vampire is, like, I don't think, honestly, like, in settings I would make, I don't think vampires would really be able to reproduce naturally. No likey. See, okay, I do think that an undead would have the life goo that many humanoids would produce, but it would be sterile. Plop. Damn. We're not in Cars Theory. We got into Frankenstein. Also, hi B. Oh yeah, I never actually thought about it like that. Huh. That's actually a really good take. I never thought. See, I never learned about Frankenstein in school. So like, my knowledge of Frankenstein is a lot more from like other people interpreting it and me attempting to read Frankenstein but not having the focus to commit to Frankenstein. But like, oh god, I love the Frankenstein story so much. Because like, it's so good. It's so good and so powerful. Like, Mary Shelley really just went nucking futz. Then again, Mary Shelley just goes nucking futz. Mary Shelley has like no chill in the best way. Another book I tried to read. I've tried reading it recently, and by trying to read, I meant I read a few pages, and I'm looking at it longingly at my nightstand, going, I should read more of this. Is Dracula, because Dracula is very interesting in how it's written. Because the appeal of Dracula for me is not so much like the story of Dracula, because the story of Dracula is like pretty all over, like it's kind of all over the place. But that's because how it's told is through various perspectives and various like essentially it is the original like think of it as like original what's the word I'm thinking of? What's the combination of words? Think gumball. Multimedia. The equivalent of the multimedia in terms of a written format, with like taking sources from like a newspaper or like someone's specific diaries about like what is happening and like everything, which I just think that's neat, you know? And also, from what little I've read, I've literally only read the first few pages, but there's a guy named Jonathan who's like going to Transylvania, and he's very wholesome because in his like little diary, there's so much personality where like he'll actively be like, hey, this soup was really good. I'll ask the waitress for the recipe, and it's like, oh, that's so cute. And also, yeah, I just think the idea of like that kind of storytelling is really cool, and one that I don't think would translate at all to like visual media, because like the story of just Dracula is like it's okay. Like I think it's fun, like the Victorian like storytelling way, but like I just think it's neat. Because like it's something you could really only experience as a book, and get like the full power from it. And I think that's something that not a lot of books have the ability to achieve, and not so much because like, oh, books are dumb and boring, but more just like, hey, I just don't think I've seen books that go really wild with how it's formatted and like how the story is told around its format to such a degree. Like it really feels like a love letter to written works, or how the written medium is. Also, it's getting pretty late. I've been streaming for like almost 4 hours. No. How long was... Because I know it crashed, so the timer here is not exactly accurate. Let me double check how long. Because it's been a hot minute. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've been streaming for about 3.5 hours. I think now is an appropriate time, especially I'm like in Floroma Town, and next time I'm gonna really start getting around Mars and everything. We're just gonna save here, and I don't see someone to immediately raid because everyone who I know has basically raided me. So I am just gonna look through the Pokemon Platinum tag. Oh dear. Pokemon Hour music. No, stop, please. Let's see. Anyone else is playing Pokemon? Oh, okay. Channel. Alright, let's see. What can I do? Let's see. Who else is playing Platinum? Oh no, I heard myself echo. Okay, gotta turn that audio off because that's going to annoy me. Oh, yeah, dude, if you want to suggest someone, go for it, Rumi. A musician I found on Spotify, I think they're pretty cool. It's Crappy. Are they live right now? I mean, I would assume so, but I just want to double check. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll check them out. Yeah, Hell Knight. This is gonna be the end of stream. Mostly because I'm realizing it's getting a bit late, and I feel like we made quite a bit of progress. I understand you're enthralled by the Cars lore, but we have to move on from the Cars as we are going through this life. And we all know that life is like a highway. And you may want to drive it all night long, but then you gotta rest responsibly. If you don't rest responsibly, you'll end up like JFK in the Clone High meme. No, I don't want that. I want the name. Alright, give me... Alright. Well, Seymour? have an odd request, but I would like to. It's scrappy. Alright, read that and then up. Okay. Well, thank you for anyone who came by, whether past, present, or future. I hope you have a nice day or evening, but overall have something nice to look back on. Until then, I'll wish you a bye-bye.